By a vote of 3-1, Aubrey, you have been evicted from the Big Brother house. Please welcome house guest number 9 and house guest number 10, Cody and Jenna. Deacon, you have to beat 168 to win. Deacon sells for 214, which means congratulations, Deacon. You are the new head of household. Oh, he's just... And congratulations, Deacon. You have won the golden power of veto. Oh, is this the first Big Brother romance that we're seeing? It might be. They are having a little flirt. What is happening here? Okay, so Jenna has been saved from the chopping block by head of household and power veto holder Deacon. Deacon must now name a replacement nominee. And Deacon has named Brianna as the replacement nominee. There you have it. Brianna and Cody are your final nominees. Hello and welcome back to Startup Simsy's Let's Play Big Brother 1. It is day 11 inside the Big Brother house, and we have just seen the veto meeting take place where Deacon used his power of veto on his own nominee and saved his love interest Jenna, replacing her with Brianna. So our final nominations are Brianna and Cody this week. Let's check in with the nominees. So Cody is speaking with Jaren in the living room, while a lot of other house guests are also talking, probably about what's just gone down in the veto meeting. We've got Brianna over here talking with Adelaide. Obviously, Brianna used her power of veto last week to save Adelaide, and now she is on the chopping block, so she'll be looking at Adelaide for her vote for safety this week. Jenna's just in the pool having a swim on her own. She's clearly like, well, I've just saved myself by flirting with the head of household. I'm going to take myself off for a dip. I'm safe for another week. I'm happy. And then we've got head of household Deacon over here. Oh, well, he's actually going into the swimming pool with Jenna, which is interesting. They've obviously got a little bit of a love interest going between the two of them, and he's just saved Jenna, so she will feel a little bit obliged to look out for him now as well. Okay, so coming up on today's episode, we will be catching up with the last 24 hours with the house guests. We'll also have the third eviction in the house. Who will be leaving the Big Brother house? Will it be Brianna or will it be Cody? Following that, we'll have the head of household competition where a new HOH will be crowned for the week. In the living room, we've got Calvin, Cody, Adelaide, Brianna and Jaren all having a conversation. Especially Calvin and Brianna, they're having a chat while Adelaide, Jaren and Cody are discussing. This is obviously working in Brianna's favour to get Calvin on side and Cody's favour to get Adelaide on side, although Adelaide might have a little bit of an allegiance to Brianna as she did save her with the power of veto. So Josie has joined Jenna and Deacon in the pool for a swim. Jaren's now having a conversation with Cody one-on-one right next to nominee Brianna, so they can't be talking about anything about, you know, the game in particular, but Cody's really is now trying to work these relationships. He realizes he's going to be on the block come eviction night. He needs to keep himself safe. Brianna's having a discussion with Jenna there, who's just been saved with the power of veto, probably hoping to get her vote. But will she kind of have an allegiance to her fellow new house guest, Cody? Adelaide is in the garden, going into the living room where all the conversation is currently taking place. We've got all 7 house guests in here. 8 house guests, sorry. So, lots of conversation happening here in the living room. This is probably the first time we've actually had the whole house on the living room, apart from, you know, a veto meeting or an eviction night. And there's clearly conversation happening between Adelaide, Calvin, Jaren, and Cody here. So, some good conversations happening. Cody really is kind of working on those house guests that will be voting this week. Remember, we have 5 people that will be voting this week now. We've got the new house guests. We've got Josie, Jenna, Jaren, Calvin, and Adelaide will all be voting to evict come eviction morning. Brianna's kind of taken herself away now. She's gone to the chessboard, which we all know she loves. So she's probably just thinking strategically about the game. She's probably watching all the house guests down there. She can see Cody and Jaren are getting quite close. Is that going to be a detriment to her, and will she do anything to stop that? Maybe she's just kind of relying on that kind of day one house guest allegiance, but I wouldn't be surprised if that doesn't go in her favour this week. So in the storeroom, we've got Jenna and we've got Calvin. Jenna's obviously just leaving the room. There was no real conversation between the two of them just then. And on the sofa, we've got Adelaide, Jaren and Cody having a deep conversation there, a pleasant conversation. I think Cody's really kind of working on these house guests now, isn't he? That the vote to evict is looming. I think prior to the veto, he was a bit nervous, a bit apprehensive to make those relationships, and that's probably because he thought that people would think or assume that he's just kind of talking to them because he has been nominated by Deacon. On the other side of the living room, we've got Deacon and Josie, who have just had a negative interaction, and I think the first one I've seen the two of them actually have. So, where their loyalty was very much with each other, is this starting to now break down over Deacon's choices of naming Brianna as the replacement nominee, potentially? Brianna is up at the chess table, as we know, and Jenna has now joined her. So Brianna's doing what she does best at pulling people for one-on-one conversations at the chess table. That's pretty much been her game plan this entire season so far. And she's just making those key little relationships between each other. To be completely honest, I don't know which way the vote's going to go between the two of them. I know Brianna's had, you know, an 8-day advantage, I think it is. However, we know she's been a house guest that has rubbed people up the wrong way. She has had negative interactions between her fellow house guests. So she is, you know, she's got a bit to work towards in this eviction, really. Cody and Calvin are by the swimming pool. Brianna and Josie are in the kitchen now, just preparing some food as it approaches 5 o'clock. Lots of people in the swimming pool now. We've got Jenna and Calvin having a pleasant conversation there. We've got Cody and Adelaide in the pool as well. This house, they are all messy buggers. Look at them. Brianna and Deacon having some conversations in the kitchen. Unfortunately, there's 5 people voting this week, so Deacon will not have a tie vote regardless this week. So Brianna really needs to kind of work on other people, really, if she wants to stay in this house. I feel like Jenna's very much like, I'm happy with myself. I'm kind of just, you know, I've saved myself. I'm laying low now. I'm not really talking to anyone. I'm going to have those kind of, you know, key conversations with few individuals. But yeah, so she wants to chat with Cody from being friends, so she's clearly got some alliance towards Cody. What else? She wants to freshen up in the mirror and become recognised for work, which isn't going to happen while you're in the Big Brother house, maybe afterwards. It's obviously that time where, you know, everyone's in the kitchen come in the evening where people are kind of cooking and things like that. Obviously, we've had those 2 new house guests at last eviction episode, so the house has gone back to its full capacity of 8 house guests. So tonight, in this episode, we lose another one and go down to our top 7. Adelaide's out in the pool on her own. Calvin's just kind of creeping in the bathroom hallway, watching everyone, watching people cook, and probably kind of just assessing the situation. I think it'll be really interesting to see how Jaren votes this week. Obviously, we know that Jaren was head of household last week, and Brianna saved one of his initial nominees. Adelaide. So it'll be really interesting to see where he votes this week, as he does have a vote to evict. Josie and Jenna having a conversation. This is what I mean. Jenna's very good at having those one-on-one conversations and building that relationship that way. She hasn't really had many group conversations. Jaren's gone for a swim. He's probably hoping to win another head of household competition tomorrow. Will we have another male win head of household this week, or will we have a female rise to power this week? I think Cody is clearly loving this chessboard as much as Brianna is at the moment, so he's gone up to the chessboard. Jenna's joined Jaren in the swimming pool. She does like the swimming pool as well, doesn't she? She's in there quite a lot. So we've got Jaren and Jenna. I think Calvin's just joined them as well, having a late night dip on a Saturday evening inside the Big Brother house. I think Brianna's on her way to the swimming pool to speak with Calvin. Some casual discussion happening there.
Franj Bishoshi. Sawada Bimi. Ah, Nilshaba.
Adelaide's joined them now as well. So these are two people that do have a vote this week, so Brianna clearly knows what she's doing. Josie and Jenna are in the storeroom. Probably Josie getting to know Jenna a little bit better, but also kind of just seeing, you know, putting the feelers out there. Who are they going to save? Who deserves to stay in the house a little bit more? Who's good for their game, really? We've not seen Josie really have to make any kind of decisions this season yet. She's not had any power, and she was nominated the first week, and the second week she voted to evict Aubrey, so she sided with the house. So it'll be interesting to see her kind of step out of power, if she step out of her comfort zone if she was to get any power this week. Okay, so upstairs on the chessboard, we've got Cody and we've got Jaren, both with their tops off, clearly trying to just outdo each other, as they are both very toned Sims. And then back down in the storeroom, there's clearly a secret meeting happening. We've got Jenna, Deacon, and Brianna. Not much conversation happening, but they're all in there. Brianna's off to bed. She's obviously getting an early night. Deacon's off to bed now as well in his head of household room. Okay, so a lot of house guests are making their way to bed now as we come to the end of day 11. An early night for all round. It's around 10:30 in the evening, but they obviously know they've got that eviction coming up tomorrow and a very important head of household competition. Okay, it's day 12 inside the Big Brother house now, and house guests are just starting to wake up ahead of the upcoming eviction, so let's check in with them. Deacon's making his way downstairs. He's had his last sleep in the head of household room for this reign. One of our nominees, Brianna, is giving herself a little bit of a pep talk in the mirror. And our second nominee, Cody, is just grabbing some breakfast in the dining room. Calvin and Deacon are having some morning conversations here. We've got Josie and we've got Jaren in the bathroom just having a casual discussion also. Maybe checking in on how they're going to vote as the upcoming eviction is looming. We've got Jenna making her way down to Cody to have a conversation. At the dining table, we've got them two. We've also got Deacon, so not much conversation can happen. We've got nominee Brianna and we've got Adelaide also. So they're probably just checking in. This last minute conversation before the upcoming vote is crucial to Cody and Brianna. On that note, I think it is time for the third eviction of the season. House guests, please gather in the living room for today's eviction. House guests, it is now time for the live vote and eviction. Brianna and Cody, you have been nominated for eviction by Head of Household Deacon. One at a time, your fellow house guests will enter the diary room to cast their vote to evict. Josie, you're up first. Please head to the diary room.
Ungraza? Huh? Yes.
Uvune. Nippin Grelby.
Arbu! Wisp! Eeps.
House guests, the votes are in. When I reveal the evicted house guests, they will have just a few moments to gather their belongings, say their goodbyes, and walk out the front door. By a vote of 4 to 1, Cody, you have been evicted from the Big Brother house. There we have it. Cody has been evicted from the Big Brother house. And as he leaves now, with Jenna being his only vote to stay. House guests, please make your way to the challenge area for today's head of household competition. House guests, the power is up for grabs. Deacon, as outgoing head of household, you are not eligible to compete. Free from the threat of eviction, the new head of household will be immune from eviction this week, and they will have to nominate 2 of their fellow house guests for potential eviction from the Big Brother house. This competition is simple. You'll have 45 seconds to throw as many darts at your designated dartboard as possible. The house guest with the highest score at the end of 45 seconds will become the new head of household. If we have a tie at the end of the 45 seconds, there will be a tiebreaker round. Time starts now.
Stevie Finno.
Okay, so Calvin's got a bullseye with 3 points. Adelaide's got 2 points. Jenna's got 4 points. Jaren's got 2 points. Josie's got 1 point. Brianna's got 3 points. Adelaide's got 3 points. Jenna's in the lead currently with 6 points. Calvin's right behind her with 4 points. Jenna with 7 points. Brianna and Josie and Adelaide and Jaren all have 3 points. Jenna's now got 9 points with Calvin just behind with 6 points. Okay, Jenna's got 13 points on the board. We're coming into the last 10 seconds now. And the last 5 seconds. Jenna seems to be in the lead. Can Calvin catch up just in time? 2, 1. And congratulations, Jenna, with 13 points. You are the new head of household. So, there we have it. Jenna has become the new head of household. She was a late entry house guest, but she now has the title of head of household and all the power this week to nominate 2 of her fellow house guests for potential eviction from the Big Brother house. Assign the head of household bed now to Jenna. And we will give Deacon Cody's old bed here. There you have it. Who will Jenna nominate for potential eviction from the Big Brother house? Tune in Saturday at 8 AM British time. That's all we have time for on Startup Simsy's Let's Play Big Brother 1. Thank you.